Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And today I got a story about a breakup that was just sent in yesterday. I'm turning it around as fast as I can for you. And basically, this one of the things this guy mentions in his letter is the idea of connecting energy-wise. Now, some people might be thinking this is kind of a woo-woo thing, but I agree. I think that people put out a certain energy, and sometimes have you ever met someone and you're not that much physically attracted to them at first, but then you leave and you're like, kind of like her. I kind of like their style. And this could even be for the same sex when you're friends or something like that, or or someone that's a coworker. You just kind of like their energy, and a lot of it has to do with a good smile, a simple, genuine good smile. What's a good smile? Like that, and the smile is in the eyes. Actually, it's always in the eyes. A fake smile, right? If I do this, or fake, I didn't use my eyes, right? And there's something natural that comes off a good smile, good energy, and you can't really put your finger on it, but when you know, it doesn't even have to be a deep connection. You just like being around that person, and they're positive. I've met people before that really, by society standards, aren't highly successful. They don't have a great job in a lot of people's view, probably, but they got good energy. They're always in a good mood, and they have a positive outlook, and a lot of that has to do with having a career or job you enjoy that also is meaningful and has some sort of camaraderie and recognition. So even if you don't have a job but you're volunteering, something like that helps someone's energy a lot. Someone coming from a good family and a good upbringing also helps energy. And of course, just being at a good place in your life. But those are two of the things that help that out a lot. And if people are carrying a lot of shit from the past, and in this particular case it sounds like it, well, that's going to create a off and on of good energy, if that makes sense. All right, so if you have a breakup story to tell, please visit writemac.com, and I will give you my take in a YouTube video just like this. Or if you'd like to book a live coaching session, get deeper, dig deeper and deeper and deeper, and figure some things out, get some clarity, and move forward and direct that mindset on you and not getting your ex back. All right, Hey, Coach, happy to see you do your thing. You are just as good as Corey Wayne, in my opinion. Well, I'll take that as a very high compliment. I got a lot of respect for Corey Wayne, and to be mentioned in the same breath is great. Corey Wayne is a life coach in a lot of ways because he helps out with finances. He does a little bit of everything, but primarily I think he helps out with relationships. That's what this book's about. But I focus on breakups. I think to be really good at something, you should narrow it down a little bit more specifically. But Corey Wayne, I got a ton of respect. The guy is a YouTube legend in my book. Okay, hope this email finds you well. It does. My name is blank. I find myself in a similar situation like most people whom reach out. I just got broken up with a week ago, depending on when you get this. Well, I'm turning it around in a day. So you're actually getting 24-hour treatment here. I did the whole online dating thing last year, and it was well. My problem with it was everyone every other week, was just seeing someone new, and really just the whole experience started to turn me off. Well, I think, let me give you an example, like Netflix right now. I have Netflix. And it's hard to choose a series or a movie now that I have so many options. Where when I was a kid, I grew up when they had video rental shops. I'd spend my time in the video rental shop, and I'd go, all right, I'm going to get this one, and I'm committed. But with Netflix, you're like, after 10 minutes, I can go back and pick from 1,000 different things from my couch. And sometimes I think with the online dating, you have so many options that you feel like you got to go for them, and you can't focus on one date, and you don't treat it as a special event as much. I could be wrong. Not connecting energy-wise with someone was my biggest thing. Well, I mean, one thing I will say is it takes time. It takes time to meet someone special that you line up with, and it might take 10 dates or 10 different people. But this is what happens. If you have like 5 or 6 bad dates in a row, you kind of just expect the next one to be bad. And that's when you need to like take a break, take some time off, and then jump back into that online dating or whatever you're like. Because if you got a negative feeling because you've had a few bad ones in a row, then that's going to affect your words, your energy. But in the background of all this was a friend who I was trying to chase, and she made it very clear she's not looking for a relationship over and over. Did you listen? Also, as a man, it's not very attractive to be the chaser in my book. She kept saying, I need to be with someone that is going 100 miles per hour. It so happens I'm the type of person that has his shit together. He wrote shot together, but shit together, and make pretty crazy money in my career. So does that equal 100 miles per hour? I don't know what her definition of that would be, if she moves fast or she's got a lot going on. But anyone that makes good money and is happy with their career usually has good energy and has a lot of women that are probably attractive to you. I'm a cinematographer, and she is an actress. Well, that works well. You guys have a lot in common and a lot to talk about. Over time, we became friends, but we started to get really close and vibe really well. We worked together in a project she put together, and I have no real interest in her romantically. And I maybe had, it says have, romantically, but after spending a month together on a project, she started to have those feelings for me. Okay, so the tables turned. After weeks of working together and built up sexual tension, we decided to go out and see what happened. Of course, sparks flew, and it was great. We gelled so well. Good word, gelled. I like that. After 2 weeks of dating, 2 weeks, I saw that she was having some mental health issues. Well, that's a red flag. In 2 weeks, this should be the honeymoon phase. This should be, rose petals and wine glasses. And if you're already dealing with mental health issues, you are not a specialist to deal with mental health issues. So what happens is you feel sorry, you want to help her out, but you really don't have a background in that. So she's going to have to work on that on her own. She would have panic attacks and really bad anxiety attacks. These things can be worked on with a professional. And anxiety, a ton of people get anxiety. A lot of people take medication. There's a lot of ways to combat anxiety and work on it. It's not just something that you get and have the rest of your life and can't get rid of. I'm not being insensitive. I'm just being solution-based rather than problem-based. There's a ton of good content and good things on anxiety and how to deal with it. She had a really bad when I said over. Please reread your story before you write it, because I don't mind if your grammar's off or your spelling's off, but when you have incoherent sentences that have whole words missing, it makes it difficult. She had a really bad when I said over once and basically told me that this is why she doesn't want to be in a relationship. Translation, I think she gets anxiety bad and panic attacks. I told her I was a pretty strong individual and in a real nurturing state in my life, and I have lost both my parents. Okay, so you're willing 2 weeks into a new relationship, deal with someone that has panic attacks and anxiety attacks. Okay, if you're willing to do that and you feel like do you have any background dealing with that before? That's what I would ask. And how far are you willing to go with this? I really liked her, so I told her I either walk out early on or I can help her get the right steps to take care of her help. Well, you can guide her in the right path, but she needs to decide what she really wants to do. Some people, I'll be quite honest, like being a victim. They like having something as an excuse. I'm not saying this individual is like that, but some people in victimhood, they like to tell you all their ailments, and it gets them a lot of attention, and they don't know what to do if they were better. And for some reason, they think they just have these things that they can never get better. That's a serious red flag if they're like that. A couple months went by, and her attacks were on and off. She was in the process of looking for a therapist. Okay, if you make good money and she's an actress, she makes fairly good money, there should be no excuse for you not to be able to find a therapist in those first 2 to 3 weeks, or to find something that you want to try. Something else that might work is something called hypnotherapy, and I've done it before out of a breakup, and it's just dealing with the subconscious. I think it might be a more short-term solution. They usually do 3 sessions with that, or 2 sessions. It's worth a try. I would definitely recommend it. But hypnotherapy, just like psychotherapists, they're different. You get different results from them. So maybe get someone recommended or check the internet. But hypnotherapy, I'd highly recommend for someone in this position. There's something in her past that are causing this anxiety and the panic attacks. It's not just you or just circumstances. The thing is with me, like I said, I have my life together. You've said that twice. You're proud of that, and I'm proud of you for saying it. I make good money. You said that twice. I work on gigs that pay well. Now that's 3 times. So making good money is very important to you. You're very proud of it. Possibly you weren't doing so well before. And you know what? Pat yourself on the back. I'm happy for you. But it's not everything, right? So let's figure out the other buckets that need work. I say there's buckets in life. There's your spiritual. There's your job, which you love. There's finances, which you're doing well with. So you got 2 buckets full. What are the areas that you maybe are neglecting or you need to work on? So right now your love life is one of them. As for her, she is still figuring it out. A lot of weight on her shoulders in a career that requires a lot. Well, she needs to handle that on her own as an individual adult. She needs to be seeking out a therapist. She needs to go to these places. You can go with her, but you can't exactly guide her to do everything. She's got to want to do this and want to work on this, and it's workable. Don't give the excuse that she's got a lot of weight on her shoulders and her career requires a lot. Well, she needs to make this a priority to deal with these panic attacks. They're not going to go away in these mental issues. We broke it off a week ago. A week before, she said she needed space and time to think. So I told her, take time. I walked away and applied a small no contact. She would reach out every day asking how I was doing. Very small talk. A week after we meet, after a few drinks and catch up, she started to break down. Took her for a walk and she got a load off her chest. Well, she's got major issues. If you're willing to deal with that, this is not going away. But you're not a paid professional. This is not you're a cinematographer. And you do a good job, and this is going to take away energy from your job and the things you love to do. So she needs to go seek a professional, it sounds like. And the fact that she's checking in with you, how are you doing, and she breaks down, but she needs space. She's all over the place right now, and that's a very hard person to have a serious relationship with. I know it sounds like you got a good heart and you're understanding, and you just lost your parents, but I don't know if you're going to be the one to pull her out of the weeds and really help her out with mental health issues if you don't have a background in that, whether your intentions are really good or not. She told me that she loved me and I was the best boyfriend she had. Well, you guys were only together? I thought you said 2 weeks. It wasn't very long. So that's a bit dramatic in my book. She said she felt like a burden on me and her mind wasn't too clear. I told her I'd care for her and that she needs to figure her health out. I told her I care for her and she needs to figure her health out. Well, right now, when she says that she felt like a burden on you, that's a huge red flag. That's not going away. To feel guilty about being in a relationship with you and feel guilty about the feelings that are bubbling up in her life, again, she needs to seek professional help and she probably needs to do it on her own. I told her to contact me if she changes her mind. Well, why is she not finding a therapist tomorrow? Why does she not have any urgency? What are her excuses? Her career? I mean, she's got to put this first and foremost. You haven't really mentioned your age, but this is a serious thing that can be fixed, that can be worked on. It's not impossible. My door is open. She said she wanted to still be in touch and talk. Of course she does. And she wants to talk to you about her problems, and she wants to rope you in. And like I said, this idea that she's a burden on you, that's not a good way to start a relationship, to have that feeling. And the fact that she feels that, she's going to make that true. Her subconscious is going to guide her to make that true. I told her I wanted something romantic with her. She then told me, what if you forget me? Again, highly needy behavior. This is someone that you're going to have problems with because now she's trying to make you feel guilty. She's creating something in the future that you don't have any clue if that's going to happen. It's dramatic. It's victim-like. And like I said, moving forward, this kind of person is not going to change. And she's going to try to find a way to manipulate you to feel bad. And this is going to affect, in your words, your energy. I told her I want, of course. man, you got to reread this. Like, you left whole words out. I told her to figure her stuff out, and if she changed her mind, she knows where to find me, and left it at that. Everyone does this. Oh, if you want to, her problem is herself. She has internal issues that she needs to seek professional counseling, therapy, hypnotherapy, and work on it. Going to you and pouring her heart out probably isn't going to work. And the minute you turn your back on her, she's going to throw a guilt trip on you. That sounds like her style. My whole thing is I'm big into energy, and I guess I was a little in need of the relationship. So her energy, what would you? I mean, do you feel like you're needed? That based on what you said, that you're a nurturing person, that you want to help her? I mean, if this is a project to help someone, this isn't going to coincide well with starting a relationship. We only saw each other 2 or 3 times a week, but really heavy texting. Maybe that played a little bit into it, but it was never weird or uneasy in person between us. Always felt like good vibes and old lovers. I knew she wasn't happy with my offer. I can't still feel her energy, not sure what I should do. Stay in no contact. In this particular case, long term, this is the type of woman that's going to manipulate you and rope you into her problems, and she doesn't seem like she really wants to fix them. She wants to talk about them, but she doesn't really want to fix them. And I'll give you an example. You writing out this story, sending it to someone like me, getting an opinion, getting my take as an unbiased individual. It's not your friend or family member. You're looking for solutions. You're looking for help. You watch this video, you'll see a few things you like. You might take 1 or 2 things, and you might go, oh, yeah, that's true. So you're looking for solutions. I don't know that she is. Like I said, if she's got an identity right now that she's got problems and they're not going away, and I don't think you're the person to fix those, especially in the beginning of the relationship. Since the break, I've been working my ass off, and I'm off to a new country for a month to teach filmmaking. Enough to think about on my ends. Well, that's fabulous. I mean, that's outstanding that your career's going well. Keep your head down on the game, and your purpose is working and creating good films. And you and your industry will meet someone else. So I'm not telling you to give up, but I'm telling you to move on. And if it was meant to be, and she comes down the road and she's worked on herself and she sought out help, then it would be a time. But if she's coming to you and pouring her heart out, I don't think you're the man for that job. I mean, that's not your line of work, and it's going to bring you down. Okay, so I hope that helps you. Please visit writemac.com if you have a breakup story to talk about, or you'd like to get my take, or if you'd like to book a live coaching session. Thank you.